Hi everyone, my name is Marinko Spasojevic and in this video I will talk about the strategy pattern in C# and how we can use it to change the behavior of the class without modifying it. I will also show you how to introduce a factory inside this pattern to make it even easier to use with dependency injection in .NET applications. If you like the video, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. It helps me a lot and supports the channel as well. So let's move on with the project. The strategy design pattern is a behavioral design pattern that allows us to define different functionalities, put each functionality in a separate class, and make their objects interchangeable. In other words, we have a main context object that holds a reference toward a strategy object and delegates it by executing its functionality. If we want to change the way the context performs its work, we can just replace the current strategy object with another one. As you can see from this diagram, a strategy design pattern consists of the context object, which maintains the reference towards the strategy objects. But it's not the only part of the puzzle. For the complete implementation, we need a strategy interface to define a way for the context object to execute the strategy, and the concrete strategies objects that implement the strategy interface. So with this theory out of the way, let's start with the implementation. At this point, I would like to let you know about our products. Currently, we have the Ultimate ASP.NET Core Web API book and the Blazor WebAssembly course you can use to create client C# apps without using JavaScript. Of course, we are working on new ones, so always check the links in the description below. Okay, in the existing console application, the first thing I'm going to do is create a new enumeration for the developer levels. And let's name the file exactly like that, developer level. For this example, I will use only two developer levels, senior and junior. Now, I can create a main entity class, named developer report. I will initially add a few base properties for this rich model. And then, let's add one more method here named calculate salary. And simply multiply working hours with the hourly rate. For this example, there is no need for any complicated business logic. This method will calculate the salary of a single developer. With this done, I can dive into the strategy pattern implementation. As you recall from the previous diagram, I need the strategy interface named iSalaryCalculator. Here, I will add only one method member named calculateTotalSalary. And this method will accept a collection of developer reports as a parameter. So I will use it to calculate the sum of all the salaries of different developers. Now, what I need is the concrete strategy objects that will accept all the reports and calculate the total salary for the required developer levels. So let's start with the new class inside the strategy folder and name it Junior Dev Salary Calculator. This concrete strategy class must inherit from the main strategy interface and implement the required member. For the method implementation, I will use the reports parameter and filter all the junior developers first based on the level property. Then, for each of them, I will project the result using the select method, where I will call the individual calculate salary method. And finally, use the sum method to sum all the salaries. Pretty simple and neat implementation. Now, I can continue with another concrete strategy class, named Senior Dev Salary Calculator. Again, I need to inherit from the main strategy interface and implement the method. Then, as the method's body, I will again use the reports parameter and filter out only the senior developers based on the same level property. Next, let's project the result, call the calculate salary for each developer, and multiply that by 20%. Yeah, seniors have bigger salaries. Finally, let's call the sum method. With these strategies, I have separated our calculation logic for the different developer levels and made it easier to add calculation logic for the mid-year developers, for example. All I would have to do is add a strategy object that implements the iSalary calculator interface. Once I have the strategy objects, I need the context object in my implementation. Let's name it Salary Calculator. I will create a private iSalary calculator field named Calculator, and let's use the constructor to initialize this field. With this, I provide initialization of the strategy object with the constructor in a compile time. But with the strategy pattern, we should provide a way to initialize the strategy object in the application's runtime. So for that, let's create a new void method and name it setCalculator. It will accept a single iSalary calculator parameter named calculator. And for the method's body, I will simply initialize the field with this parameter. The final thing I have to do here is to create a public double method named calculate to, of course, calculate all the salaries that I accept as the method's parameter. And to do that, I will use the calculator field, call the calculate total salary method, and pass the reports as an argument. This method just executes the strategy object functionality. So, to connect all the dots, let's modify the program class. Here, I will first add the list of different level developers with their data. Now, if I want to calculate all the salaries for the junior developers, I need to create a calculator context object, instantiate it with the salary calculator context class, and provide the concrete strategy object as an argument. In this case, the junior developer salary calculator. With this prepared, I can calculate all the salaries for the junior developers by simply using the context variable and calling the calculate method with the entire reports list as an argument. Finally, let's just print the result. Now, I can use the runtime method to switch the strategy and provide a new strategy object. Then, I can simply calculate the senior salaries by using the same context object and the same calculate method with the same report list as an argument. Pretty easy, isn't it? Of course, let's print a few more results here. Now, let's run the app, and you can see the printed results. Great! You've seen how easy it is to implement the strategy pattern and how we can change our strategies during the runtime of our application. But let's see how we can improve the strategy pattern with the factory to help us use it better with dependency injection. First, I will create a new class here, named Service Manager. And I will paste some code for the service registration process. Now, to better understand the logic behind using the factory with dependency injection, I strongly recommend you watching my video covering this topic, which is of course linked in the description below. In that video, you will see different techniques to use factory with DEI. This code is taken from that video as well. Now, I have to modify a few things in my code. First, I will change the iSalary calculator interface. I will just add a simple getter property here of the developer level type named level. Now, this must be implemented in both calculator classes. First, inside the junior calculator class, and set it to junior level. Of course, let's visit the second class and do the same. Just this time, I will use the senior level. At this point, I can register these classes as services inside the Service Manager class. As you can see, nothing too special here, just simple transient service registrations. Now, inside the Salary Calculator context class, I have to make some changes. I will hide the entire code here just for you to have the previous implementation in the source code. As discussed in the previous mentioned video, I can inject a private read-only collection of the iSalary calculator service named calculators. And all of these services will be automatically resolved with the constructor injection. This is all we do at compile time, resolve our services. Then, let's again create the calculate method with the IEnumerable of developer reports as the first parameter and the developer level as the second one. Here, I will first resolve the calculator services with the first method, where I will ask for the provided level as a parameter. And then, call the calculate total salary method from the resolved service and pass the reports as an argument. Lastly, let's modify the client code inside the program class. I will hide the previous code except for the developers list and simply paste the code here. You can see I call the create service provider method first to configure the services and then extract the salary calculator service from the list of registered services. Then you can see the familiar calculations, just this time with an additional argument for the calculate method. Of course, if I run the app, we can see the same result. Awesome! As you can see, implementing the strategy design pattern isn't hard or complex at all. It makes our code more readable and easier to maintain. Yes, it requires the implementation of additional classes in the project, but that's the price worth paying for. That said, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons and the bell button to receive notifications of my future videos. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one. Until then, all the best.